One man is dead after an incident at an apartment complex near campus this weekend. The details in the investigation coming up.
In just a couple of minutes, our reporter Alex Gray will break down Saturday's 50th anniversary celebration of Black History Month.
It was an exciting Saturday in Kent State athletics with men's and women's basketball. I'll have the highlights from the doubleheader at the MAC coming up later on TV2 News at 6.
And every third Monday of February, a federal holiday is celebrated in commemoration of legendary figures. I'll have more to come.
This is TV2 News.
In all of Portage County, I'm Maddy Haberberger.
And I'm Rachel Gross.
We have some breaking news right here in Kent tonight. Kent police are investigating the death of a 36-year-old man near Kent State. Police responded to College Towers Apartments next to Van Campen Hall on Friday night. Police say a man fell from his 7th-story balcony. The man was transported to University Hospitals in Ravenna, where he was then pronounced dead. TV2 and Kent Wires will have updates on this developing story.
Kent State announced last week it would be giving free tuition to almost 200 students. It's part of the I Promise program, which was developed by LeBron James. The students receiving the tuition are part of the first class of the I Promise school in Akron.
That's right. Now, the reward came with some requirements outlined in a release from the university. First, the students must file for FAFSA. The students must complete community service during each semester they're enrolled to maintain that free tuition. And to renew the scholarship, students must maintain good academic standing and take a required amount of credit hours. This program hopes to continue into the future. And Kent State is offering another scholarship to international students to encourage them to study in the U.S. Kent State started the hashtag You Are Welcome Here scholarship as part of an upcoming campaign inspired by President Trump's 2017 travel ban. Several universities across the country created this campaign to help students feel welcome in the U.S. 2 students are awarded this scholarship annually, which awards at least 50% of their tuition. To qualify, you must be an incoming freshman pursuing an undergraduate degree. And Kent State's Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Dr. Alfreda Brown, will be retiring from her position this spring. Throughout her time at Kent State, Dr. Brown has headed initiatives like the LGBTQ+ Center and the Office of Sexual and Relationship Violence Support Services. In January, she received the newly named Alfreda Brown Diversity Trailblazer Award for her work at the university. A farewell reception will be held for Brown at the Student Center on April 20th.
Black United students celebrated the 50th anniversary of Black History Month this past weekend. Our reporter Alex Gray has the highlights from the event. Take a look.
The Black Alumni Association held a Black History celebration in Cartwright Hall on Saturday. The event celebrated and remembered the 4 men who started Black History Month on Kent's campus 50 years ago. It included speakers, libations, and multiple performances from community members and students. University President Todd Dykin spoke on the importance of Black history at Kent.
I'm talking about fairness and about providing the conditions so all can be successful. I look forward to continuing this journey toward equity and fairness with you. I honor all of those whose shoulders we stand upon today as we conduct our work.
This celebration comes after members of Black United students and other student groups walked a list of demands to President Dykin's office last Tuesday. Bus President Patrick Ferguson spoke on their demands during his speech.
The community has called for further representation to the 50th May 4th Task Force, the disinvestment of the dining and catering service of Earmark, livable wages given to student workers, and we also have the continuous support for our students' health and safety. These have been communicated to our university president, who has responded with a meeting within the next week to discuss how we can move forward with these savings.
To close out the event, fashion professor Tamika Ellington presented a tapestry that will be hung in Oscar Ritchie Hall featuring the 4 men who founded Black History Month. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Alex Gray.
The full list of demands were released on KentWire.com, and they are as follows. Number 1 was return May 4th to the students. Number 2, remove Earmark from campus. 3, create a living wage for student workers. And 4, protect students' health and safety. The student groups explained that these demands would improve the lives and experiences of Kent State students. And changes are coming to Kent State's recycling policy. According to Outreach Recycling Coordinator Leah Graham, only plastic bottles and jugs should be recycled on campus. Everything else should be thrown in the trash. Graham also stated that Kent recycling rate is 36%, which is higher than the national average at 25%. They say in order for anything to be recycled, it must be kept clean.
For the second time in less than 6 months, Portage County Children's Services is asking voters to approve a tax to provide children's services across the county. Issue 11 will generate over $1 million to go toward services like foster care and placement. A similar levy that passed in November garnered 73% support at the polls. The levy will not increase taxes and will appear on the March 17th ballot. And President Trump's new budget proposal could mean trouble for Lake Erie. The new proposal's passing would reduce funding for programs like keeping invasive aquatic species out of the Great Lake. Currently, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources is working on an electric barrier that would prevent invasive species from reaching the lake. Despite promises to fund the project at a rally in Michigan weeks ago, Trump's budget would cut the funding needed to complete it. And Friday's weather was absolutely bone-chilling, but today was feeling more like spring with temperatures in the 40s.
It seems like just a roller coaster of weather, and I'm wondering where it'll take us next. Let's go to David Burgett with the weather. Hi, David.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, Maddie. Yes, blue skies all over the place today and yesterday. Temperatures warming up into the 40s. All across northeast Ohio, we have temperatures into the mid to lower 40s, 44 in Canton, 42 in Worcester, and a little outlier up there near the lakes in Dusky at 34 degrees. And we're having such warmer temperatures and blue skies today because we're having a southerly flow from the south of wind that's giving us all that warmer temperatures in northeast Ohio. But this is ahead right now of a big, huge front situated across about Indiana, Chicago right now. And this is projecting the next 12 hours. So what's going to happen the next 12 hours? We're going to have this warm front that's going to push northward towards the Cleveland area, and it's going to drive a lot of rain towards tomorrow morning. So what this can expect for tomorrow, we have a lot of rain tomorrow morning, wind gusts up to 20 to 30 miles an hour. So if you have kids waiting at the bus stop, make sure you put some ankle weights on them so they don't blow away at all. And if you are driving to work tomorrow morning, make sure you are aware of that wind. This is all going to change next after this next cold front passes through, so stay tuned, and because these temperatures are going to drop.
Thank you for that report, David. Now, police are investigating after another inmate escaped from a correctional center in Canton. Police were called when the inmate did not return from their supervised release. The inmate was reported missing at 3 o'clock this morning. Last week, 5 inmates broke a window at the Stark Community Correction Center and fled. Now those 4 inmates remain at large.
The Carnation City Mall might have a new owner that will give it a major makeover. Cedar One Realty is withholding the identity of the potential buyer for now, but the party that plans to buy the mall has plans to add several tenants and a new movie theater. The city director of planning, Joseph Mazzola, said this purchase would be, quote, very good for Alliance and the region. And the Strongsville priest who was charged with possession of child pornography may be facing additional charges. The Geauga County Prosecutor's Office found evidence that Robert McWilliams was also involved in child prostitution activities and hands-on physical abuse. Prosecutors say that they expect these charges to be brought against McWilliams in the near future.
What U.S. officials are doing to help Americans quarantine on the coronavirus-infected cruise ship.
And when we return, a new way to battle sex trafficking is happening here in Ohio.
And rain is on the way for tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning, our temperatures are going to drop after this front passes through. By how much? I'll tell you right when we get back.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, Because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing, is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to...
What?
Welcome back. A new report has listed Ohio close to the bottom when it comes to helping children battle homelessness, especially children in the LGBTQ community. The report by True Colors United placed the state at 42nd in dealing with these issues. They also say Ohio needs to create policies to help protect these kids from the criminal justice system. True Colors noted that LGBTQ children are more than twice as likely to be homeless than their non-LGBTQ peers.
A new way to battle sex trafficking, and it's happening in Columbus. Ronnie Dunnigan has the story.
A unique outreach program in Columbus Saturday. Volunteers wrapping, packing, and delivering bars of soap to nearly 150 hotels in and around Columbus. It's called the Soap Project. Save Our Adolescents from Prostitution, an effort to fight sex trafficking among kids.
As a woman, I think women are more aware of the vulnerabilities, especially with sexual human trafficking, of other women and girls. The statistics are staggering.
Each bar of soap labeled with the National Human Trafficking Hotline number and the pictures of missing kids. Those here donating their time and money to the effort. Organizers stressing that Ohio is one of the top states for sex trafficking in the U.S. Program Director Teresa Flores, a survivor herself.
I was trafficked when I was 15 years old in high school for 2 years. And after I was lucky enough to escape it, I still didn't know that I was a survivor of human trafficking.
The idea behind the project to reach out to visitors and hotel guests at places where youngsters could be victims.
When we do soap outreaches, we go to every hotel. We're going to 157 hotels today, from everything from the little motel on Broad Street, you know, to the Hilton downtown at Nationwide. So we go to everyone because this is happening in every single hotel.
Volunteers hoping their efforts will be the beginning of change to a serious issue impacting countless children across the state.
Ohio is using artificial intelligence in order to sort through a large amount of regulations. The program will analyze over 200 years of written laws in Ohio. Lieutenant Governor John Husted says it will help speed up the process that would take humans years to complete. The artificial intelligence is being run through the Ohio Common Sense Initiative, which is a program designed to cut down on regulations.
Legislators in Ohio have proposed a bill that would charge doctors who treat transgender youth with a felony. Republicans Bob Hood and Bill Dean plan to introduce the Protect Vulnerable Children Act later this week. The bill would prohibit doctors from attempting therapeutic or surgical procedures intended to alter the gender of someone under the age of 18. Similar proposals have been made in several states across the U.S., including one that was rejected last week in South Dakota. And hospitals throughout Northeast Ohio are leading other medical facilities in how they treat cardiovascular disease, allowing patients to live longer, healthier lives. The breakthroughs at these hospitals could include devices that help premature infants with heart defects, a surgery that brings blood flow to the feet and legs, and how bacteria in the stomach may be related to cardiovascular disease.
Blue skies is a central theme today over all across Northeast Ohio. We have a southerly flow from the south that's giving our temperatures up into the 40s right now and a little bit into the upper 40s as well today. Almost felt like it was in the 50s at one point. I saw a few students around campus today walking without their jackets on, some in shorts, and I kind of questioned that a little bit. But, you know, it's college, everyone. We got to have some outliers there on campus and a little bit of those ones who want to take a risk on the weather. So this is going to be on Tuesday night. We're going to have a front come through here on the morning and Tuesday morning, give us a lot of rain coming through our early commute in our morning hours. So the rain from that, we're going to dry out from that. This cold front here is going to be pushing through on the later hours, driving our temperatures down from the mid 40s all the way into the 30s, giving us drying out for the rest of the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Thursday, we're going to have our temperature sitting in the 20s. And as soon as that front passes through, it's going to give us a slight chance of snow on Thursday. So don't be surprised, though, if you need to keep your ice scraper out a little bit longer on your your Thursday. The rest of the week after that is looking very, very nice. Thursday, 25, small chance of snow. Rest of the week looking sunshine. Great day to go to the men's basketball game on Friday. Might want to camp out a little bit there too if you want to soak in all that sun and get that vitamin D. But the rest of the week is looking very nice and a little bit clouds up into the 40s on Sunday and Monday. So soak up that sun, everyone, and stay dry.
Thank you, David. Criticisms over how the Ohio caucuses were handled have the state party chair stepping down, who is taking his place, and what he plans on doing with the position.
And several cruise ship evacuees tested positive for coronavirus. What happens next, just ahead.
Can we get strawberries? Okay.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Welcome back. A new report from the FBI revealed that Americans lost more than $3.5 billion due to internet crimes last year. The Internet Crime Complaint Center released data from nearly 500,000 reports, and they found that most people fell victim to things like phishing scams or extortion. The age group most likely to be impacted by internet crimes are those aged 60 and over.
They have sent over a dozen emails assuring us that there would not be an additional quarantine. And they just told us that we'd be re-quarantined for 14 more days. I've just lost a whole month of my life.
As many as 14 individuals on a U.S. charter flight that was evacuating people aboard the Diamond Princess cruise ship have tested positive for the coronavirus today. The announcement was made by the U.S. Departments of State and Health and Human Services.
Those saved from the cruise ship were flown to military bases in the U.S., and those who tested positive for the virus were isolated from the others during the flight, and all on board the charter flights were closely monitored. After the flight lands, those who tested positive, as well as anyone who shows symptoms, will be moved to more appropriate locations for care.
Now, nearly 50,000 cases of the virus have been confirmed globally, and 47,000 of those have come from China. The U.S. currently has 14 people who have tested positive. Some European countries have lower amounts of confirmed cases, like places in the U.K., Spain, and France.
Bill Barr has done Trump's bidding. Instead of protecting rule of law, which is what an attorney general is supposed to do, I never thought he should be there in the first place, and that's why I voted no against him.
More than 1,000 ex-employees of the Department of Justice signed a letter calling on Attorney General William Barr to resign. The reasoning is that Barr's handling of the Roger Stone case repeatedly defied to the principle of equal justice under the rule of law. The letter states that Barr gave special treatment to Stone, who was a close associate to President Trump. Republicans and Democrats alike signed the letter, but have little expectation that Barr will resign.
And while I may not be holding the gavel any longer, I look forward to fighting right alongside all of you and whoever takes this job next.
Iowa Democrats named a new state party chair after Troy Price stepped down from the position Saturday afternoon because of criticism on how he handled the Iowa caucuses. State Representative Mark Smith was elected for the position. Smith says that he wants to focus on making sure Iowa citizens still have faith in their Democratic Party.
The track and field squad came out victorious Saturday morning at the field house. I'll have the full recap of the Doug Raymond National Qualifier coming up next.
As you may know, today is President's Day. TV2's Shaquiena Davis has more information on this holiday after the break.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Connect to your next and prepare for the fair by attending a drop-in session Monday through Friday in various locations on the Kent campus to get your resume reviewed, practice your elevator pitch, and learn how to research organizations attending the fair. You can also stop by the Career Closet in Schwartz 262 right above admissions to pick out free professional attire to dress your best on the day of the fair. For more information about the drop-in session schedule or the career fair, please visit kent.edu/career or register in the Handshake app.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hello, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm Dante Centofanti with your Monday Sports Report. The men's basketball team was looking to snap a 2-game skid against Ohio Saturday at the MAC. Let's head out to the action. It was a busy day Saturday at the Memorial Athletic and Convocation Center with many things going on. The men's team played, and Danny Pippen getting ready, and you have Jason Preston, two of the best players in the Mid-American Conference. You got Antonio and Phil Willington. Booman gets it. No, you take it. No, you take it. Booman's like, okay, I got you. I'm just going to hit the three. Drains it. He went 3 for 5 from 3 in this game. He was surprised by that after the game. Then Troy Simons went absolutely bonkers. The senior from Pittsburgh was hooping. He was doing very well in this game. Jason Preston was hooping himself. Anthony Roberts could not guard him here. He gets the and one. He would make the free throw. He finished with 20 points in this game. OU making the trip, looking very good in this. And then Troy Simons baptizing. This was number 8 on the Sports Center top 10. He finished with 27 points in this game. Flashes were up, and you see President Todd Dykin at the game. And just like the Parta buses, the Flashes were balling from behind the arc. They were just going bonkers from 3. And then you got C.J. Williamson finishing with 14. Anthony Roberts finishing with 21. Kent State gets this win. They snap their 2-game losing skid and defeat OU 87-72. They play Eastern Michigan Tuesday on the road. The women's team was also in action right after the men's, warming up from behind the arc and scoring at will in this game. Katie Shoemate, she had herself a day as she was taking it to the rack. Oh, a little early there. As she takes it to the rack here, and Lindsay Thal would have the hot hand for the Flashes in the second half as she hits the hot corner with the 3-pointer to knock it down. And now to put the finishing touches on it, Maria Modkins is going to find Thal in her favorite spot on the perimeter here. She finished with 13 points in this game, 3 for 7 on 3-pointers. Flashes would win this game 87-68 as you have another play here. They were just clicking on all cylinders here. Lindsay Thal passing it around, and to Mariah Modkins. Sorry about that. The Flashes were really having good fundamental ball movement in this game. They've had a problem blowing leads early in the season, but that wasn't a problem here. The track team, field team, was doing their thing as well Saturday as the men and women's team combined for 6 wins at the Doug Raymond National Qualifier at the Fieldhouse. Sophomore Drew Johnson won first place in the men's mile run, while senior Christian Champion took home first in the men's seated pole vault. The 4x400 men's relay team secured victory, and junior Alyssa Matheny took home first in the women's high jump. The team will host the Kent State Tune-Up Saturday, February 22nd, to finish their indoor regular season at the Fieldhouse. Yesterday, according to reports from ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski and Kent State JMC alum Brian Windhorst, the Cavaliers and head coach John Beilein could be parting ways in the coming days. According to Cleveland.com, there was an internal belief that Beilein was ready to walk away on his own. The longtime college head coach has had trouble adjusting to the NBA and has expressed how hard it is throughout the season. Well, that is all I have for today's sports report. To follow all things Kent State sports, follow us on the Twitter at TV2 KSU Sports. Rachel, Maddie.
Thanks, Dante. Now, President's Day is today, and although we didn't get the day off school like some of us had hoped, our reporter Shaquiena Davis sought out to see how Kent State students are celebrating the holiday. Shaquiena?
Thanks, Maddie. Yes, another national holiday to be celebrated during this month. I spoke with Kent State students on what they think about President's Day. Take a look. It's President's Day, which means many Americans are enjoying their day off. And some Kent State students explain what this day means to them.
I think it really is important to honor the president.
It shows just a respect for authority that we have in our country.
As a federal holiday, it occurs every Monday of February. And when it comes to recognizing those who are and were in office,
no matter who's in office, between Republicans, Democrats, it's a position of authority, and it's a position that we just should all respect, regardless of who that person is and what exactly they're doing, they're staying within legal confines of the position.
Obviously there's some things that could be fixed, but I think it is good to honor our leaders who have made great changes in our history. I think definitely Barack Obama has inspired me the most. I mean, as a person of color, it was just amazing to see somebody who looked like me in that office.
Speaking of changes, former President Barack Obama tweeted that 11 years ago today, near the bottom of the worst recession in generations, I signed the Recovery Act, paving the way for more than a decade of economic growth and the longest streak of job creation in American history. Not only has he paved the way for economic growth, but for people like more who are looking to make a difference.
I want to be in politics, and I ran for student government, and I think he definitely inspired me to run my campaign, because a lot of people of color aren't really involved in politics, and to see the first black president, that's just crazy and so historical.
And along with Obama, many historical changes in the presidency were made.
A lot of them have done some really amazing things in our country.
In Kent, I'm Shaquiena Davis, TV2 News. And as the holiday comes to an end, a fun fact I'll leave you with is that 2 of the most legendary presidents, Lincoln and Washington, birthdays is this month as well. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Shaquiena Davis.
Thanks, Shaquiena. A black lab was reunited with its family after falling through the ice in a pond in Springfield Township. The lucky dog was pulled out of the water by a Springfield officer with the aid of a man and his kayak. The dog's owners were found through Facebook and were happily reunited last night.
Oh my gosh, that poor doggy. That just breaks my heart. But hopefully there won't be ice on ponds for much longer, because today was just beautiful. Is that going to be sticking around, David?
You know, Maddie, I think Punxsutawney Phil is kind of forecasting for spring, and it's actually coming true, because tomorrow we're going to have a lot of that rain coming in the mornings, and then the rest of the week we're going to dry out with a small chance of snow on Thursday, but sunny for everything else for the remainder of the week in the 40s.
It's so crazy that it goes from 50 to 25 to 48 back, whatever. Thanks for sticking with us on this Monday evening.
Be sure to stay around for an all-new episode of Sports Corner tonight at 8. I'm Rachel Gross.
And I'm Maddy Haberberger. Have a great start to your week, Portage County, and see you next Monday.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.